Jim, how are you, brother?
Pretty good. How you doing, Scotty?
Not too bad. Tell me, what do you got here?
Well, it's a little toy I have. Been playing with for a number of years. Yugo.
A Yugo?
Yes, sir.
Who hot rods a Yugo?
Nobody. It got a kind of a bad reputation way back when, but it was a good little car, and I thought everybody wants to put big motors in small packages, and what's a smaller package than a Yugo?
Right.
So
you put a big motor in it?
Oh, I tried to find the biggest thing I could find, and that's a 500 cubic inch Cadillac.
You got a 500 cubic inch Cadillac in this?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
Huh. But that's not what makes it special.
What makes it special?
Yeah.
It isn't?
No.
No.
Which end's that Cadillac motor in?
Both ends.
You got it in both ends. There's two motors in this car? Two
Yes.
Cadillac motors?
Yes, sir. A 500 cubic inch Cadillac in each end.
Where did, what dealership sold those?
Cadillac. I think they were trying to give away Yugos, as a matter of fact, way back then. But
Doesn't those motors weigh as much as the car?
They do. They do. It is gigantic, heavy, old-time machinery. 1,500–1,600 pounds per end.
You're kidding me.
So it's 4,200 pound car right there.
What did the thing start out as?
Original Yugo?
Yeah.
They weren't terribly light. I think they're probably 2,500 pounds or something like this. Because the rest of the car, when you eliminate that, it's still over 1,000 pounds worth of body. There's a lot of steel in this thing.
Man, did you? I mean, this is the actual. I don't remember Yugos what they looked like. I know their reputation, but I don't remember them that well. Is this like a special body, or were they all looking like this?
They all look exactly like this. The body, if from here up, is absolutely original.
Right.
And if you look at things like this, and I don't know if you can see it there or not, but this originally came down in a very thin line, and that's where the fender was.
Right.
But when you cut that and you hang it up and fold it out, this is the original outer skin. It's just been stretched out to cover tires.
Okay.
You do that in the door, you do that in the front end, and so you fatten, but it's still...
So it's had a wide body kit put on it.
It is, but it's the original fender.
Right.
It's pulled out. And
Now, did that pull it up when you did that?
It pulled it out, it pulled it up, and I added that straight piece at the bottom because the door raised itself up.
I got you.
But yeah, so in order to fit all that stuff in there.
Holy
Then you
cow.
had to fill it. You can see where the headlights used to stop, and it used to be the fender.
Right.
So all that's been pulled out because it used to only be that wide.
And I was talking to you earlier, it's not just the mind-blowing that you put two motors in a Yugo, it's the fact that you went and finished it. Because this car's a race car. That's what you do with it. You go out and autocross it. Yeah, beat up on it.
Beat on it.
Let's see up under the hood of the front.
Well,
here.
I don't do this. I get them up to a certain point, they look good and they work. But there's a guy, Brian Hoover, over in Columbus, that I sent to make it all straight and look good.
He did all. Let's give him a shout out then. Look, he even put covers like a big street rod.
Well, you had to make it neaten up. It's not the neatest underneath there. It's more efficient. So there's
just a tad of you, Jim, that really cares about aesthetics. It's got to work. It's got to be cool, but then it's got to look good.
Well, not as much as you would think, but yeah, when we start coming to this group like this, you got to look good.
Holy smokes, that is a big old motor. What year is that out of?
68 or 70, I believe, Cadillac Eldorado.
Right.
10-to-1 compression gave them 500 cubic inches and what was it, 480 horse, something like that.
So this thing's got almost 1,000 horse?
Oh, it has 1,000 cubic inches, but it has 900 horse.
900, and it's all-wheel drive on top of that.
Each end is separate, meaning that's a Tornado, I keep saying Tornado, but it's a Cadillac Eldorado package on each end.
Right.
And then you just use two cables and control two carburetors.
Right.
And that's all it is.
As long as one motor doesn't hiccup and the other one doesn't.
It won't know it. The one that hiccups, the other one doesn't know it. It just keeps going.
I got you. Wow. And then you got, what do you got, four exhaust pipes, so two coming out each side.
Yeah, the front one comes out there on each side. You got a big old bumper extension out here. In fact, this little ugly extension here is because there's transmission hanging out there.
Right.
But then the big old bumper cover is simply to cover mufflers and everything in the back here.
That is just insane, my friend. And what kind of suspension and all are you riding on it?
Well, I built some A-arms, and now we got the Ride Tech coil-over shocks on it, and it's just A-arms. I think it's Chevy S10 front spindles,
right.
You know, front-wheel drive, and I've used those on all four corners, built some A-arms, and that's our suspension.
Now, is the chassis the original Yugo chassis, or is that all custom?
Now, that's the original package is Yugo. Then when you get in front of the firewall, I had to build some tubes to hold everything and then hang fenders back on that. And then in the back, you cut out all that's not needed for this, but the fenders and the whole shell is still here. It's just gutted in the middle.
Right.
And then you start adding tubes to hold that in.
I got you.
So this is all original down here. This, again, used to come straight down here.
Right.
This was in here. So this has been folded up. This taillight used to stop right here. as it was, so it's been stretched down here. But all this is all real steel, real windows, open. This is the real back.
Original Yugo.
All original. Sliced it here so that I could take it open and get
Right, work on it, yeah.
But it's original lid. I just made up some little louvers on it, but this is all original.
Holy cow.
Caps and everything. So the whole shell is, and it's all steel. So that's why I said.
Does it run hot?
It doesn't. When you run on one motor, you can drive anywhere. I'd
Right.
probably go anywhere. You run the two with the water system that I got, it may get a little hot on you.
Now, do they share a cooling system?
They do. The cooling system is completely separate.
Right.
So it has its pump, its water system, and it circulates through two motors.
Right.
But it only runs with the one motor that you got going. When you add the extra heat with the other one, yeah, you got to watch it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I probably wouldn't want to make two back-to-back laps out here in this thing.
Right.
It might get hot by the time, but an awful lot of cars do that anyway.
Well, yeah, they're not used to being beat up like that.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah?
that is cool. What size wheels are you running on it?
Those are some Corvette wheels. They're 9.5 in the front, 11 in the back. I
Yeah.
think it's a C4 Corvette.
Now, when you start this, do you start it with one switch, one key, or how's that work?
Yeah, I've got a master that turns things on and off. The red light shows up. Then I use the Yugo key. I've got a backup over there in case it wants to act up, and that fires everything that works back here.
Wow.
This has got the alternator, the power steering, all that's needed to run a regular car. That one has no power steering pump or anything up there.
Okay.
So you can't kind of run that, you'd have no steering.
I got you.
And then there's another switch and button that you turn on that fires that motor.
So this is your base motor is your back motor. That
Yes.
does everything for you. When you want a hot rod, then you fire up the other one.
That is correct.
Man, who do we have to give a shout out to? Surely you didn't do it by yourself, did you?
Oh, there's all kinds of people that I played with back home in different helping things, but the basic thing is Brian Hoover over in Columbus, Ohio at Auto Body Specialist. And he's the one that makes it look like this.
Okay.
Believe me, it was ugly underneath it. It's been big extended because the motor doesn't fit, so there's probably 8 or 9 inches that fender's been expanded, so piece went down through and it's welded on. God, it looks ugly before you get all the finishing stuff.
But there again, I go back to, dude, you didn't shortcut the bodywork. You can't tell where it's been seamed. You can't. It's got a wide body kit, but it was all done very nice, very professional. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You could have just been a race car. You could have been like, the heck with it. I just got to make laps in it. It'd be fast.
Well, I'll take credit for the spreading things and getting the shape that I want.
Right.
But whenever you come in and look at that flare and how smooth that is and how these body lines are really straight, that's all Brian.
Awesome.
You know, he didn't care for these. Actually a Ford Aerostar bumper cover, and so I think he went out and bought another one and respliced it and did it all in order to get this in and on. So, you know, he just wants it to look good, and he does this kind of work. So
That is cool. Jim, thanks so much for your time. I'm going to do a quick walk around on it so we can get a look and then maybe get you started for me.
all righty, will do.
All right, folks.
All right.
So you know, if I had a Yugo on the channel, it had to be something cool and unique, right? I never thought I would have a Yugo on the channel, but I made contact with Ride Tech, and you know, they're just, man, cool guys. You know, I was a little intimidated because, you know, Ride Tech, they've been around a long time. They're a big company, but no, they were aware of what I was doing, and they're real interested in working with me in the channel and, you know, promoting myself and promoting them, and yeah, I just couldn't believe they had this sitting at the booth. And of course, then they set it up with Jim for me to be able to shoot a video and get out here and you know, get some video of it making a lap on the autocross. But a lot of people are going to scream BS on this. I know they are, but I have done my best to document that this car, it really exists. It was engineered well. It runs, it turns, it drives, it stops. It turns a heck of a lap on the autocross. And don't be a hater. You know, just like it for what it is. Like my boy Ricky Bobby says, if you don't like my car, go find one you do. So anyways, from the Good Guys Indy Show, hope you all have enjoyed it. See ya. All right, there's the back one. Running. Sounds good, though. Right? That's insane. There you go, folks. All-wheel drive, 2 Cadillac V8 motor Yugo from Good Guys Indy. Hope y'all have enjoyed it. See ya.
quick reminder that Scotty D TV subscribers can save 10% at wizardproducts.com by entering the SDTV coupon code. It's what I use to keep my car clean. It does a great job. Give them a try.